Hey there, freedom chasers. Did you know that choosing yourself does not get quieter? It actually gets louder. The judgment, the doubt, and eventually the freedom. Let's talk about what really happens after you start. Okay, so before we jump in, I just want to take a moment and say thank you so much for your support. Your response to my video, Why Starting Over at 40 Changed Everything, has been absolutely mind blowing. Your messages, your comments, and most of you just saying, oh my gosh, this is me. It honestly means the world because it's really just confirmation that I am moving in the right direction, sharing my story with you guys, and being consistent here on YouTube and being inspiration for what it looks like to literally step out on faith and create your dream life. All right. What stood out the most was that you guys weren't just inspired, you really wanted to know what happens after you choose yourself. Part of it is obviously what you see me doing here in Bali, living my best life. But what I've decided to do is turn that video into a series called How to Choose You. Because clearly this conversation is needed, right? So let's get into it. All right, guys, so let's jump in. It's getting warm here. I decided to shoot this outside today. I don't know if I'm going to make it, but let's go. This episode is going to be for the woman who knows she wants more, but is absolutely terrified, like I was, to start because she doesn't want to blow up her life, right? So, based on the feedback, I've come up with a very simple framework that I'm calling YOU. And I want you to imagine that I'm asking you these questions. Let's start with the why. Your voice gets louder. So, let me ask you this. What voice got louder the moment that you decided to choose yourself? You want to think about that? Because for most of us, it's not peace at first, right? It's the judgment, it's the guilt, it's the who do you think you are? When I chose myself, the outside noise got louder, but guess what? So did my inner voice. And here's what nobody really wants to talk about, right? That discomfort doesn't necessarily make you wrong. It means that you're finally listening to yourself. Ladies, choosing yourself is not going to feel comfortable at first. It's actually very confronting. If things feel louder for you right now, don't think of that as a red flag. Really, for me, what I realized was that I was just becoming more and more aware of what it is that my mind, heart, and soul wanted, right? It's just that I hadn't been listening before. Like most of us do. Most times we are being so distracted with all the things that we're told that we have to take care of in our day to day, the work, the kids, whatever it may be. You don't have time to take a moment and really listen to your inner thoughts. And so when you start choosing yourself, you're definitely going to start feeling something visceral happening within. And again, those are not, you shouldn't look at those as red flags. You really should look at those as you becoming more and more in tune and more aware of what it is that you really want. And you should take note of that. So let's jump into the O, right? Which stands for ownership over fear. And the next question that I have for you is what changed when you stopped trying to get rid of the fear and decided to move with it? I can tell you what happened for me. Here I am in Bali, right? Living my best life. Because fear doesn't just leave as we're getting older, right? And fear certainly doesn't care how successful we've been in the past. Fear is going to show up regardless, right? And the shift for me really wasn't about confidence, it was about ownership. Ownership that I was, in fact, afraid to move forward, ownership that no one was coming to save me, right? And ownership that staying where I was also had a cost. And ladies, when you stop waiting for fear to disappear, that's when you stop being stuck. I'm going to say that one more time. When you stop waiting for fear to disappear, that's when you will stop being stuck. And really, that's when you create tremendous momentum. And that momentum for me, as you can see, has resulted in me taking a leap, choosing myself, and now I'm here living in Bali, right? So look, I know that fear can cripple us at times, but I want you to use me as your example of what it looks like to finally choose yourself. All right, so let's jump into the last letter, which is U, which stands for Unapologetic Freedom. Yay! And the last question I have for you as we work through this framework is, what does freedom actually feel like to you when you no longer need approval to keep going? This part can really sneak up on you because it looks like peace. For me, it looked like peace where chaos used to be. And it used to look like clarity where confusion once lived. And this quiet confidence really starts to say to you, I trust myself now. Wow. Look, let's be real, okay? Freedom doesn't mean that your life is perfect. Although, if you ask me, I think I've gotten it pretty darn close. It just means that you are no longer going to abandon yourself in order to make everybody else feel comfortable. And that's when choosing yourself stops feeling selfish and starts feeling 100% necessary. So if you are still here and you're still watching this and you're saying, I feel called towards something different, but I am so scared to start, then this is exactly who this series is for. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep sharing what it actually looks like to choose yourself, build clarity around money, create options, and design a life that feels aligned. And so if this resonated with you, please let me know in the comments which part of you are struggling with right now. And check out my video description for ways in which that I can support you. For those of you that are new here, my name is Nichole, and I am a self-proclaimed freedom chaser, and I've created a life for myself, a life where I get to live it out loud. I get to share it with you. It's a life that I don't have to take a vacation from, and my goal is to inspire you all to do the same. So cheers, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye-bye.